to another edition of Seamless Style, powered by Politics and Polaroids. I'm your host, Mr. Parker. Before we get started with the episode, I was just watching my favorite podcast, or one of my favorite podcasts, the Joe Budden podcast. And they were discussing music, and they were talking about Chance the Rapper with his new single, City of Child of God. And they weren't impressed by the single, and they went into previous hot takes that I think maybe Parks had made several years ago, that he was on track to be the next Drake, possibly, as far as status in the culture, popularity, music, all of that, right? And Joe and Ice were talking about how crazy that of a take that was. Parks was defending the take, saying that at the time he was in position because he had a machine behind him, and you could tell he was being pushed and he was making good music. So I get all that. Then they made a statement. Joe made it. Ice confirmed it. I think even Parks and Ish both confirmed it, saying that anybody who saw him turning into a negative direction like he is now, as far as not being popular or not being that guy, is lying. I think the actual words were, "You're a fucking liar." And that got me to thinking, because I never spoke on the guy, but I called it pretty much damn near out the gate that he wasn't that guy. And let me tell you why. There were a certain number of events that happened, and then this one event in particular is what made me say, nope, he's not that guy. So first and foremost, let's talk about aesthetics. How you look matters. Certain people, certain celebrities can go further with less talent because they have an aesthetic, an appealing, pleasing aesthetic. Not necessarily saying that the gentleman is uber handsome or the woman is super attractive. As far as heartthrob men, Denzel comes to mind. There are a lot of women that before the crying on Instagram episode felt like Tyrese was super sexy. So that's being aesthetically pleasing here. But then you also have some gentlemen that can really, really dress. Like Michael B. Jordan comes to mind. Most people don't think Michael B. Jordan is the greatest of actors. I don't think he's bad. I've been onto him since The Wire. I don't think he's a bad actor. I think he's done some great parts. But the brother can dress. The brother can wear a suit. And that's something that's aesthetically pleasing across the board, no matter your race or ethnicity. Chance doesn't have that. He's not, and I really don't care how it sounds, as y'all already know. I don't care how it sounds. But he's not aesthetically pleasing. And then he's not, sometimes if you're not aesthetically pleasing, especially if you're into, if you rap, if you're in the hip hop culture, then you got to have some type of credibility. Not necessarily, but the primary credibility you need to have is some type of street cred. People need to feel like you're genuinely a tough guy, or you've been there, done that, as far as street culture, gang culture, whatever. Like, it helps to have that type of cred. He doesn't have that, and he's from Chicago. The one thing that made me say, nope, he's not going to be that guy, was what I noticed was his first projects was this type of music. Okay, it was this type of music. Put it in whatever box you want to put it in. Somehow, whether it was moves by him and his camp, or it was somebody at corporate, or a combination of both, he got on Ralph Lauren's radar. Now, other rap artists have also been on Ralph Lauren's radar. We've seen the iconic pic of Ralph talking to Kanye West, but Kanye didn't get on Ralph's radar and try and attempt to stay there, attempt to establish his brand through Ralph. He got in that circle to pick the brain, to get the knowledge, because he wanted to do whatever he wanted to do with his stuff. But I saw, as soon as this dude Chance got on the radar, that he was going to try to take that and run with it within the company. And I knew it wasn't going to work. Because of his age, then the normal thinking is going to be, okay, let's collaborate with this guy so we can get that demographic that he would attract. 16, 17, 18 to 28, 30. The problem is that he doesn't have any, he's not aesthetically pleasing, and he doesn't have any credibility. Now, don't take this as a diss. I'm not dissing the guy, but think about it. You saw him at the Met Gala with the Polo Stadium tuxedo. And most of us didn't think it was, we weren't on it like that. It wasn't the tuxedo, it was the person wearing the tuxedo. One of the oldest cliches is going to always be true. Clothes do not make the man. The man makes the clothes. If you're not aesthetically pleasing or don't have the confidence or a combination of both, it doesn't matter what you put on. You can have the ultimate grail of grails from Ralph Lauren, which would be the first tie he ever made or the first tie he ever sold. It doesn't, if you don't know how to put it together, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. His music started to change as soon as, you know what I mean? His music started to change. Trying to fill venues that you can't fill. You can't fill the Garden. You're not ready for the Garden. So, a lot of stuff started to flop. And I say that in quotations because the boy making money. But stuff started to flop. Things started to flop. And I'm not saying he doesn't have any mental health issues. I'm just saying that a lot of people use that as a scapegoat. Let's be real. We real here, right? Okay, I'm not saying he did, but a lot of things started to flop, and then mental health problems and issues were brought to the forefront, and here we are with Child of God. I mean, I heard the song. I wasn't a fan. I didn't like it, but I'm not a Chance fan anyway as an artist. But that said, if you want to get, and again, gentlemen and ladies, this is where I come in. Like they gotta wake the freak up. This is where I come into play. If you want, I give anybody from Ralph Lauren Corporate, I give you this gem for free. If you want a rap artist, to collaborate with, endorsement, sponsorship, whatever, if that's what you want, the gentleman would have to be between 22 and 30, I would say. Between 22 and 30. But if you want somebody that's doing rap music that's more pop, more mainstream, it's got to be somebody like Lupe Fiasco when he first came out. Kick push type stuff. You might want to give him a psychiatric examination before you sign him, but maybe somebody like Kid Cudi before he put on a dress. But when he came out with like Day and Night, even though that song was about whatever, what it was about, that's the type of aesthetic and credibility that you want to have as an artist to be under a brand of this magnitude. Chance the Rapper isn't that guy. He's not going to get it done. He's never going to get it done. We don't even like how he look in his own hat. Let's be honest. The 3 hat sold, but look, come on, man. Y'all know that man's head ain't the right. Listen, I could go on and on, but I just needed to address that. Now, episode 98. I like episode 98. I'm sitting here holding a Polo Sport football because of my ensemble. But episode 98 was inspired by the greatest coach of any sport ever. Mike Krzyzewski, coach for Duke. As of this recording, they are about to play in the Elite 8 game. They just beat the Texas Tech Red Raiders in the Sweet 16. But I noticed, and I recalled, and I just started looking back when Coach K, not to be confused with Coach K from Quality Control Music, but when Coach K, the real Coach K, started wearing this piece was right around the time he embraced the one and done athlete for NCAA basketball. Before that, Coach K would be seen on the sidelines in suits. So, this episode is going to be dedicated to the half zip. Coach K is the uncrowned king of the half zip. My man would throw on a Duke short sleeve polo and throw his half zip right over top of it. If I was his stylist, would I style him totally different in the half zip? Absolutely. But when you're running up and down the court side, screaming and yelling at players, having a freaking conniption, maybe you don't really worry about layering and how it looks or whatever. And I get it. I totally get it. The man is a made guy. He's the GOAT of coaching. But I wanted to take the half zip and do a few different things with it. I'm freaking sick of this tablet. Wanted to do a few different things with it. So, I have 3 rigs for you, plus the ensemble I'm wearing. The rigs are going to get styled progressively more dressier from the first rig to the 3rd rig. And I'm the 4th rig because I'm the dressiest of the looks. Because it's a transitional period. It's, even though it's officially spring, weather-wise, we're still transitioning into that spring that a lot of y'all love so much. So I'll start with this outfit. I went with my go-to brown tassel loafers by Polo Blue Label. Chocolate brown, almost an oxblood. I put on a pair of socks today. Blue Label socks, rugby inspired with the 3 stripes and wine with the navy 3 stripes. I did a rich, classy, dressy pair of olive slim fit chinos. I did not want to go with the more rustic pair of olive chinos that I have. I wanted something a little dressier, so I went with the richest pair I had. Small cuff, nothing too big. These are 34 in length, so I did a small cuff so that it would hit somewhere around here when I'm standing. I have a chocolate brown belt to match the shoes. I have a sun yellow OCBD. Buttons are unbuttoned, and I put a safety pin collar bar from Polo Ralph Lauren under this Polo Ralph Lauren heraldic tie and wine. And then the piece de resistance is this sweater here. Nice little quarter zip, half zip, whole zip, hey. Nice little quarter zip here. Rugby Ralph Lauren. Wine and navy and stripe with gold logo here. Got a griffin on the top. Actually a dragon head on the top. And I also have on a pair of tortoiseshell Polo Ralph Lauren sunglasses on my head. Just something, because I'm not doing a hat today. I got an actual fresh little Balderman going on here. So, but yeah, This episode, half zips. We're going to style them several different ways, all right? Y'all ready? Me too. Let's go. Our first look, super casual. Yeah, come on, man. This is clean. This is a clean look. Like I said, super casual. Super casual. There's nothing dressed up about this look. But that's the beauty of the brand. It doesn't always have to be dressed up. You just, elevate it with just the styling of it. All right, and this is a perfect example. We broke out the white fleece cricket quarter zip, half zip. It's not a whole zip. That's all we need. Got the kangaroo pockets here. Beautiful logo here. RLC, Ralph Lauren Cricket. Cricket bats cross behind. RL Cricket Club, 331 Bleecker Street. Right? Like I said, it's a beautiful half zip. It's ribbed at the waist with navy and gold cricket striping on the ribbing, a 3, and ribbed at the sleeve here. No 3, ribbed at the sleeve here. And it has the navy and gold striping inside of the collar. And then the outside of the collar is solid navy. So definitely some great looks you can get off. If you want to fold the collar down and display the stripes that way, you could. You just want to zip it all the way up, okay. Don't know why we would do that, but if you wanted to do that, you still have this blue, which is still a very complimentary color for the entire ensemble. We went with an OCBD green with navy and gold striping on this OCBD. You've seen it before. We let the tails hang out on the Oxford cloth to maintain that casual appearance. We went with a navy and white striped cricket cap by Rugby Ralph Lauren. Beautiful Griffin crest on the top. The shorts, we went with the PRL Bulldog shorts in the fleece. Again, keeping it super casual. Socks, you could definitely do socks. I have a rugby pair of socks that are yellow with a with blue on the rib part of the sock. Nice blue Gothic R. That will be a great look. I have several pair of socks that will work with this ensemble. Or you could go no socks or no shows. Just depends on your mood for that day. And a pair of white Ralph Lauren sneakers, white leather with canvas trimming at the toe, blue stripe on the side of the sneaker. Just a clean, simple sneaker that just goes perfectly with this entire ensemble. This ensemble is great for today, for Saturday. It's great for Saturday for, running a few errands, running to the mall, maybe going to check your partner out, whatever. Anything that's just super casual but fun, this ensemble is perfect. Now, the next ensemble, we're going to elevate a little bit more. It could work for, say, for today, which for y'all is today. For me, will be tomorrow. The next ensemble will work perfect for maybe like brunch or something like that on a Sunday. But yeah, this ensemble right here is perfect for a nice Saturday outing. 60, 62, 63 degrees, a few gusts of wind. So, it's warm enough that you can wear shorts, but you still want to, you still want to do some transitional layering, but not burn up. This is the perfect ensemble. This next look is actually the brother of the first look. Same fleece, cricket, quarter zip / half zip, whatever floats your boat. Same design, yet slightly different in some details. The logo is exactly the same. RL Cricket Club, 381 Bleecker Street, 381 Bleecker Street, which is where RL's first office was back in the day, way back in the day. Same logo. Half zip look, fleece, kangaroo pockets, ribbed on the sleeves. white stripes on the sleeves and on the waist. No 3 on this particular one. No stripes on your collar. So less details, but still, still a dope piece. All right. What I did was I started with a nice pair of gently worn loafers, because that's the look we want. We don't want a brand new shoe. We don't want a brand new penny loafer, on our feet. Something worn, gently worn. You can tell we've had them for a while, still in great shape. Nice, nice little shine on them. Perfect. No socks. Went with the Polo Blue Label olive shorts, GTH, all over skull and bones. All right. See where we're going here. That gives it a little more of a flair, a little more dressed up than the first look. Went with an estate collared dress shirt, Columbia blue, navy and white stripe. Did another cricket cap. This one is a little more laid back. French navy, small white stripes. Rugby cricket with the cricket bats crossed under. Now, could it be rugby crew with oars? It could be. It's hard to say. Again, we've had this conversation in previous episodes. It's hard to say what they think of sometimes unless they write it like they did with these 2 particular half zips. But to finish everything off, I pulled out one of my novelty ties. 4 basic food groups of collegiate colors: wine, navy, gold, college green. This tie has cricket caps, cricket blazers, cricket players, and cricket bats all over it. Now you only get to see a portion of it because of the half zip, but you get to see enough of it where it may pique your interest and wonder what's going on. And then when you can get a closer look, you can see what's really popping on. This look, as I stated before, is perfect for a Sunday brunch where you're not going somewhere that's formal 5-star, but you're going to get a nice brunch. Maybe you found a all you can eat for $25 brunch buffet that has crab legs and shrimps and omelets made right there in front of you. You know what I mean? Something like that. The mimosas are popping. Something like that, where you don't necessarily have to put on a suit unless you went to church, but something like this is a perfect look. So a slight pivot. I decided I had a different quarter zip for the third rig, and the ensemble was great, but I decided I wanted to do a pivot. I decided I wanted to do a different ensemble for a totally different outing. So Exhibit C, I pulled out my fleece orange heather quarter zip. Now this one is not ribbed, it's vented. I wish it had elbow patches, but this particular release of that particular year, which may have been about 4 or 5 years ago, did not have the elbow patches on, because I got this from the factory store where I used to work. So sometimes it's hit or miss with getting fleece quarter zips and fleece shawl pullovers with elbow patches. It just depends on the decisions of corporate. But I wanted to do something different because I wanted to do something for a particular outing. If you're anything like me, you love the outdoors from a standpoint of exploring and seeing new and different things. You definitely don't mind getting the exercise in the process. And then, maybe third on your list might be being able to take some nice pictures for whatever reason, for your catalog, for your brand, or just for your social media, whatever the case may be, right? So a lot of people discovered hiking during the early parts of the pandemic. You couldn't go anywhere else, and people got tired of being in the house. So hiking became a way to get out and have a little fun and get some exercise at the same time. I mean, if you're one of those people that's a gym rat, for example, the gyms were closed for almost a year. Like, You gotta do something, right? So I figured this is a perfect time to go hiking. There's a few beautiful hiking trails and mountains at the North Carolina-South Carolina border. So a lot of people would like to go there. I personally love Grandfather Mountain in that area, Boone, etc., which is in Western Carolina, Tennessee, Carolina borders. Man, I love it out there. So this is something like for right now, where the weather is, we're in spring again, but the weather is transitioning. So we're getting cool days, cool mornings. You're getting, tolerable 60-degree weather, 55 to 65-degree weather during the day, and then it's cooling off some more in the evening. So this is a perfect ensemble. So to make the ensemble complete for a hiking adventure, we started with the LL Bean boots, the low cut LL Bean boots. Why the low cuts over the high tops? No particular reason. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, whatever you want to. I mean, I could have went with my 8-inch boots, and it would have been perfect. It would have been fine. The low cut bean boots, a nice pair of semi-thick, ribbed Ralph Lauren socks, olive with an orange big pony. Move up here and we see the cargo shorts. Now, of course, my cargo pants are all slim fit. I like that dressier cargo pant. But with these particular cargo shorts, it's for this particular reason. I bought a couple of pair last spring for that particular reason, for outings such as this. So I went with the lighter olive pair that I own. Paired everything with this diamond quilted outerwear vest. As far as outerwear vests go, it's lightweight. You see the buttons, the grommets, the slanted pockets, trimmed in suede, dual zipped for that look that we love. And you throw that over top of your fleece quarter zip. We have an OCBD once again, plaid with orange in it, as well as some blue, some red, and some yellow. Tie a bandana. I went with yellow. I have orange and I have white, but I went with yellow to bring out the yellow and the Oxford, and because I didn't want to have too much orange on, went with yellow. You tie that around your neck so that if you need to wipe your brow, if you get a scrape, you can take care of your business. So it's a great look, but it's also there for functionality. So if you don't want to tie it around your neck, you can put it in your back pocket, let it hang out. You don't have to worry about any gang members in the mountains tripping on you, because one, that's not a color seen around these parts, and two, you're not going to see too many active gang members in the mountains, climbing mountains. And last but not least, I went with a trapper style cap, trapper style hunting cap in the tweed. Now, that's because when you get up in the mountains, those winds start. It's kind of like whatever the science is behind skyscrapers in the city. When you get in between them skyscrapers, that wind is a little bit more prevalent. Well, it's the same thing in the mountains. The higher up you are, the more that wind starts to cut. So, just to keep at a good temperature and not have any complaints, I went with the tweed cap. It's got a beautiful herringbone pattern on it, in green and wine, and a little bit of navy as well. But this is a great look. Finish it off with a backpack so you can have your water and your snacks or whatever with you as you climb those mountains, get that exercise in, and get to see that beautiful scenery. It's a great look. And that's another episode in the books. Today we did the half zip, inspired by the greatest coach of all time, Coach Mike Krzyzewski. Still playing in the NCAAs. Hopefully we can get 3 more wins and send him off with a chip. God willing, right? But we did the half zip, man. What y'all think? How y'all feel about the half zip? It's a great piece, especially if you want to do light layers, or especially if you can find a lightweight half zip, which there definitely are some, as you saw by this episode. You know, it's a piece you can still wear right now, and it's like I said, it's great for layering, lightweight layering as well. You know, but tell me what y'all thought about the episode. Tell me what you think about half zips. How is your half zip collection? And are you a half zip? Are you a half zip owner that keeps his collar up or puts his collar down? To each his own. But like I said in the episode, man, I always have mine up. That's just me. Anyway, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and oh shit, I forgot to tell y'all the fragrance of the ensemble. Just remember. So I wanted to go with something light, but still manly. Because even though a lot of the colors in my ensemble reminds you of fall, it's okay because again, we're transitioning, and we've had some gloomy weather down here in North Carolina lately, so it works. The ensemble works for the current time. But I went with the original Polo Red, and I was torn between Polo Red and Polo Red Extreme. I wasn't sure which one I wanted to go with. Extreme obviously is a little stronger than Intense or the original. But like I said, I didn't want it to be too strong. I wanted something light and airy that was going to last. And for me, out of Intense, Regular Red, and Extreme, Regular Red lasts longer. So I went with Regular Red. As y'all know, it's a beautiful fragrance. It's a year-round fragrance, but it definitely has its floral notes. It definitely has its floral notes, but it's also got definitely got some wood involved in this fragrance. I'll always love Polo Red. I think Polo Red was one of the best decisions that Ralph Lauren fragrance made. All right. Anyway, hit that like, hit that subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend so we can get these numbers up. Because we here. Quarter zipped and half zip, like OJ the Juice Man. Artists paint pictures, haters paint narratives, so don't be no hater. Y'all have a good one.